Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of the Great Podcast. Today, we have Big, Vinkus, and Puerto, two people from the community, two real-life friends of mine. Enjoy. I want my money back.
Yeah. I just still see the magenta screen.
You know, he's doing a bit here. We gotta oblige him. This is highly disappointing. We heard Miss Piggy, and I couldn't understand what she was saying.
Hey, this is about as good as his dad jokes in the chat.
I know. I'm really having a hard time watching this right now.
But at least in those ones, you get the biddies. Right now, you don't get anything.
Yeah. I know. I just have to sit here and take his horrible jokes. Oh, okay. Wow. This is like is he trying to recreate my room? Is that what he's going for here?
What?
Oh my God. Oh my God. What am I looking at?
You know what you're looking at, Halo.
No, you don't get to be the Miss Piggy
Kermit.
to my Kermit. Yeah, I know.
Oh baby.
Hey, that's funny.
But
why is your Kermit over there when I thought Kermit was over here?
This is while he's away.
Oh, but I keep him here. Hold on. It also gets better because what Kermit is not complete without your own Barbie? Because we have a bar mitt coming up. Hashtag bar mitt, Professor Heylow.
Sexy Halo.
Where'd you go, buddy?
He's gone.
That's when we say, got him.
Oh, got him.
Oh, yeah. So
complete with my own bookcase, a real bookshelf,
real bookcase,
and I have my own wall of destiny because that's still not up, buddy.
You see, this is what you asked for.
I mean,
this took a lot of planning.
Who did Kermit better? The real Kermit? The fake Kermit? You might have missed it, Professor, but I said the bar mitt because you also got to have this one.
I know. I can't do that right now. You're asking too much of me to get that. Hey, they'll have to catch that one in a few weeks.
I mean, it's just a preview because when you put that stuffed animal together in the Barbie, I guess it looks like a professor.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, I guess.
Gentlemen, it's a pleasure to be here.
It's a play. Cheers. Cheers.
And
there we go.
You look like if you ever paid attention to wrestling, you look like Mick Foley because Mick Foley always wore that flannel like cut off. You look like
this isn't flannel. This is a boa, sexy boa.
Like, he does. He looks like Mick Foley.
He's like
like Mick Foley.
Well, gentlemen, ears on too. He's got piggy ears.
Yeah, I got the whole swag.
What was his move? Was it he did the Socko?
The Socko.
Yeah.
Well, I have my first. What's that?
Go ahead.
I have my first Russian, a white Russian. This is in not memorandum because Lorelai's not dead, but
yeah,
this is ode to Lorelai, and I've never had one. So
I mean, usually you just say cheers.
Cheers.
Cheers, buddy. There you go.
I mean, Big V, is this your first time out?
Yeah, in a long time. The lady let me off the leash.
Yo, I like. By the way,
I was just gonna say this tastes like chocolate milk. It's delicious. You guys were spot on.
Oh, it's so good. It's so good. I'd never had one until I went to McCormick's. And the bartender was like, "You should try this drink. I think you're gonna like it." I was like, "I don't really do. I'm not a big mixed drink guy." And she was like, "Oh no, it's okay. I'll do it. I'll do it right. It'll be awesome."
Drink guy? Come on. Was it vanilla Coke and vodka?
When I go to a bar, I'm not ordering mixed drinks. if I'm gonna do it at home, yeah, I'll. Oof, the early 20s. That was a. I got into all sorts of stuff. Yeah,
we don't recover like we used to. Like them college days.
God, no.
Gone.
It's 2-3 days, and I'm still hungover. It's bad.
It's been about 2 weeks since I've even had a beer, and yeah, it's gonna be a good weekend. I feel like.
What are you saving up for? Just work and all that good stuff.
Yeah, you know, trying to lean up a little bit.
Getting swole.
Not getting swole. I mean.
Come on,
No,
right?
I'm already.
You guys know I'm already swole, baby.
He's
I don't need to get
leaning
more
up
swole.
to fit into his Barbie outfit. That's what he's leaning up for. He doesn't want that little pink tube top to be so tight on him anymore. He wants to be lean.
I'm taking this off.
Yeah. He wants to be able to bend over, and
I mean, maybe he can fit in the kiddie
like the
pool.
chat
now.
wants to. Yeah.
Fit in the kiddie pool. Yeah, that's exactly what I'm going for.
If you're leaning up, go for it.
That's right.
So do you remember? I can't remember how long ago it was. And I was mentioning this earlier in our text. Is like when we all started playing video games again together. Because from that, the three of us hadn't been around each other since college days.
Nope. Yeah. Well, I just remember I got a random text from you, Porto, just saying, "Hey, have you played Fortnite, or have you done any of this?" And I said, "Well, I downloaded it. I really haven't played it much." And then you guys decided you were going to jump on and play, and then we played for what, 4 or 5 days a week for a good 3 years, and then this guy, Halo, decides to become the next superstar on Twitch, and.
I don't know about
kind
that.
of abandons us, and then all of a sudden, hey guys, check this link out. This is a Stream Raiders thing I'm doing, and I'm also a big time streamer. So
Pro gamer.
I don't know about
When you think about
big time.
Like when Fortnite first came out, ProfessorHeylow and I played it for the first time. We played the campaign, and we played it, and we're like, "This is fucking garbage! Like, who plays this game?"
Yeah.
Like, I mean, we're coming from the Halo
wrong.
days of Halo 1, 2, and 3. We're like, what is these mechanics? You build a wall. What are you doing? It is garbage. And then fast forward, we're like probably 4 years deep into playing it now on the competitor, the player versus player side.
Right.
Yeah. Well, what happened was we checked out Fortnite, and then we're like, oh yeah, we need to do. Well, we bought the game. We bought the actual campaign package, which was the dumbest thing ever because
Worst decision ever.
Worst decision ever because obviously no one plays that. But we started playing the actual battle royale, the actual game, and because we were new, we sucked. So then we kept going back to the stupid campaign that we hated. And then we would get bored of that, and then we'd bounce back and start doing the battle royale again. Yeah. So it took us a while to actually like really find kind of like our groove in Fortnite.
But we got destroyed.
We got in early. Yeah, we got into it early though.
Yeah,
season 2 or 3. I think when all three of us started playing.
Season 3, yeah, is when we started playing because I have stuff from the season 4 battle pass.
But we would play what? 5 days a week sometimes. Yeah, and we'd be lucky to get a win. And now you guys hardly play, once a week. We do it on Fridays, and we kind of expect a win now. So we're moving up. We're going to be
some life changes have happened for others. Some people have become Twitch superstars. Some have had kids that kind of get in the way.
Yeah.
Yeah,
it's true. Not a superstar, but yeah. It's the weird thing is, Puerto, you're probably the biggest enigma around our channel. People see you from time to time. You kind of hop in for, I don't know, half an hour, 45 minutes at a time. I can't take Vinka seriously. I keep seeing him, and I see the pink room, and it's throwing me off, man.
Isn't my luscious boobies?
How long did it take to get the color right? How long did you spend on the color of the light there?
I literally took my phone and moved it to pink. What?
Oh, it was that easy?
It was that easy.
Joke's on you, because look at the lights in here. I threw a curveball at you.
I Phillips Hue, man. It's okay.
Yeah, that's what I used to. I threw a curveball at you. I decided to do it a little bit different today. I was like, maybe I should just go a little more natural. Because people see the ProfessorHeylow kind of thing a lot, so it's kind of nice to chill back and I don't know.
Oh, so you
Change
like
up the
trying to show
colors.
people the ProfessorHeylow that we know pre-Twitch, pre-Superstar?
I don't know. I mean, it's got to be a weird place for you guys because you kind of ride both sides of that fence, right? You get to see more of the boisterousness, the character side of things, and then just the regular me.
Hold on, let's hold on. Let's settle this.
Yeah.
Hey, Big V, you and me. So we've known ProfessorHeylow long enough.
Have
Is
we?
there any difference in ProfessorHeylow on Twitch compared to in real life?
Oh, very little.
Yeah, he's the same stupid guy. I mean,
he still calls me an idiot a lot.
I do.
But
Probably
no,
more actually when I'm not streaming.
But
no,
the good thing about
yes, true story. I mean, I think for you, Professor, it's you're still the same person, and I mean, for Big V and I, it's obviously we're not around. I mean, geographically, V and I are in the same state, and you're off in Tennessee now,
right?
But the only way to potentially, see you is either we're gonna have some FaceTime call, some Zoom call. I mean, I heard Zoom's like outdated compared to Discord video calls now, but it's like I get to tune in and check out my boy and see what he's doing, and then give him some crap why Big V is over here shaking his piggy, boobies in his face. So it's you ain't no different from Twitch. So what people see on Twitch is in real life ProfessorHeylow. And if they like Twitch ProfessorHeylow, like in person, I heard there's coming up a HaloCon, where they can meet you in real life.
Mm-hmm. You kind of broke up for a second there. Oh,
yeah.
Are you? Dinkus is there. No, we caught what you were saying. Your video was just a little goofy there, but yeah. Okay, I think that's a fair assessment. I always thought that the ProfessorHeylow character was a more exaggerated version of myself, especially like when I do Darkest Dungeon and I'm sitting there like yelling constantly. I don't know.
At some point, it probably was.
Yeah.
But I think you've done it long enough that you've got into your groove of like your normal personality, who you are comes out. It's true. Yeah. You're not the type of person that's going to run a split personality online.
Oh God, no. It's not like that. It's a more subtle character. It's not like a completely different like. I'm not like Bruce Wayne turning into Batman or something,
Well, I was surprised that I think it was on your last podcast you admitted that you struggled with public speaking, or was it 2 podcasts?
I did. Yeah. Oh no. I do so many of these. It goes. It's weird when I do these podcasts. My memory of what we talked about, it just goes in one ear and then like right out the other. Well, like in the moment I'm sitting there listening and taking it in, but as soon as it's done, it just leaves. It leaves my memory. But I remember. I think that was on the last one. But
it was the first one with Black Lorelei.
It was the first one. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Public speaking was definitely my weakest thing. I mean, even throughout high school, college, even into my professional life. I hated public speaking. I hated it. I hated doing presentations. Yeah.
No. This is perfect.
Stuff.
Public speaking. We want to talk about public speaking. So those that will tune in and watch the podcast, they don't know, but ProfessorHeylow was the best man at my wedding. But I remember he had his little sticky note, and he had like little bullet points on there. You couldn't even really tell what it was. And then he was like, "Hey, bullet point talking notes. I don't care about you. Let's just figure it out." And off the cuff,
true.
And it was
That's true. I did. I know. I when I said my biggest weakness out of college was public speaking, Puerto, you're 100% right. That's right. It was public speaking.
The wedding was a little bit post college, but yeah. I mean, if Big B wants to get into the story,
yeah. Even in my professional career early on, public speaking terrible.
I'm still to this day, I'm fine talking in front of students. Absolutely, 100%. Get done with the
Were you
first
like that
day.
from day one?
Day one, I have been okay talking in front of high school students, which is weird to think about.
That's got to be hard. Yeah.
But adults giving a presentation in front of my peers and stuff like that, it is. I don't know. I don't know what happens. And this is a guy that went on
Wait.
like national TV and was like, oh, that was actually pretty easy because it was a game. Giving a presentation where everybody like knows their crap or knows their shit, that's a whole different thing.
I think even when I've done,
let's back this up for people that don't know the full story.
Yeah.
Teacher, Vinkus, you're a teacher.
Yep.
You have no problem public speaking, speaking in front of your students.
Right.
And you had that skill from day one. But speaking in front of your peers,
yep,
is a different animal.
Yeah, and I don't know what it is. I don't know what it stems from, other than when I teach, I learn a lot from my students. Don't get me wrong, but
yeah.
I know the content, and so I know what I say, like, that's the truth. And if I mess up, I'm humble enough to admit it. But with adults, like, if I mess up and I sound stupid, like, I don't know.
That's funny.
That's the difference
and by the way, you were on, like you said, you were on TV. Do you want to talk about your experience on television?
Yeah, I mean, what do you want to know? What is your
you
tell everybody every episode, it seems like, of your stream that I was on Wheel of Fortune.
Yeah, there's people out there that don't know it, but you were on Wheel of Fortune.
I was. What was it? Back? Oh man, it's already been a year and a half. Back in. Oh, it just hit the anniversary date where I went to the local casino to try out, and yeah, classy establishment. They go to the local casinos to get all the elderly folk and that kind of thing. I think I was the youngest person there by 30 years, 40 years.
Oh, that's so funny. I had no idea they did that.
Yeah, so they took a tour bus pre-COVID, obviously, to local casinos and malls and stuff. And I randomly got picked to go up on stage, and like, out of 400 people, only like 40 people got picked, and I get the call, go in the backstage. I'm pooping myself at this point. Like, I don't know what to do. They interview you on stage, you guess a letter, and then they say, well, we'll send you an email if you made it to the final audition. Well, that was like 2 months later, and I finally got an email saying I'd made it. And then they had a final audition in Seattle, and I did pretty well, although I thought I messed it up at the very last puzzle that I had done it in, because I called the same letter. So I left pretty dejected because I was like, I nailed this until then. And then 2 weeks later, I got the call. And so about a month later, I flew out to LA and got to do the whole thing, man. That was a wild trip.
L. 2 L's. Licensed pilot. Yeah, boy, nice job. You came close.
My goodness.
That's got to be wild, man. That's I've never even tried out for TV. I've never even, like, being on television has never even, like, crossed my mind. Like, I've never seen a show and been like, I'm going to audition for that. So to go through the whole process, and that was your first time ever.
Well, I was talking to Snooty, and we're like, yeah, I got it on the first try, but Facebook has those memories sometimes, and they say on this day. So like 10 years ago, apparently I applied to Wheel of Fortune. So I guess technically, I didn't even remember it. I had actually went on their website and applied and didn't even know it. And it said, like, I think Snooty said, "Oh, Vinkus applied for Wheel of Fortune, and I hope he gets on because I think he'll do awesome." Well, it just took like 9 years, and then
there you go.
That's how they made it.
But that was your first time, like, actually being in front of people auditioning, right? Right. The first time that was just like a web thing.
Yeah.
Wow.
Well, I wasn't gonna go. Snooty had found it on an advertisement and said, "You should go. You have the summer off." And I'm like, "Oh, yeah, I'm not doing anything." It was her and then another friend persuaded me, like, "Yeah, I'll go with you." And
that's just crazy, dude.
We got lost, and then we got rained on, so we were drenched walking into the place, and I don't know, everything fell after that into place. But It was pretty wild.
I need to ask you a question here, Vinkus. One, how
Okay.
you doing on that drink? And number two,
Almost empty.
yeah, nice. There you go. See, I got another one going. I'm actually further along this one than I thought. But what made you decide that you wanted to dress up like Miss Piggy? Is this your way of like getting after my heart because I dress up like Kermit from time to time? What's the occasion here?
Halo, it's obvious, isn't it?
Reunited and it feels so good.
No, but more importantly, chat runs this stream. So
Even better.
Yeah,
Well,
jokes on you.
We're doing this to troll you, buddy. We're still waiting on this, and I'm the first one out of both of us to have a
There you
wall
go.
of destiny. I have an actual bookcase with actual books like Pretty Little Liars.
I have an actual bookcase behind me. Okay, look, we've been over this.
And actual candles. By the
Yeah.
way, I was gonna make a Moscow Mule for my boy Mohawk, but we ran out of ginger beer, so I have a candle that's Moscow Mule scented. So,
I mean,
Have you had Rachel's beer before?
have I had Rachel's beer?
Yeah, Rachel's beer.
From Seattle?
Yeah,
Yes, it's the best. The blood orange one is
that blood
phenomenal.
orange one is phenomenal. You know what's funny? Back before Moscow Mules were a thing,
Mhm.
I went to Pike Place and had their Rachel's beer was set up kind of downstairs, down below there, and I was like, this is weird. It's ginger beer. I was like, okay, well, I'll just get a little glass, a little cup of it, and I tried it. And I was like, man, this is so good, but it would go so well with some sort of alcohol.
Yeah.
And sure enough, like less than a year later, that's when the Moscow Mule thing like blew up. I was like, yeah, I could see that. It's just so freaking good.
The
Let
only
me tell you
problem.
how I feel duped by Moscow meals. So like I go
What?
up to the local grocery store, QFC quality food, and I get
QFC, you mean?
that.
Were you actually trying to like spell it out? Were you actually trying to spell it out?
the QFC.
Quality Food Center. You're
Yeah,
like, I went to my local quality food center.
Not yet a sponsor, QFC.
And then I went to my recent Kentucky Fried Chicken. You just call it
I was just
QFC,
thinking
man.
that, yeah.
Hey, it's not like many people know I don't know how QFC is all over the
Everyone
place.
knows QFC. Just say QFC.
Well,
So
to be
anyways,
fair,
so I've gone to QFC and so we started drinking the Moscow beans, I want to say in the last year, give or take. And I would get the ginger beer, and eventually I started running out of the ginger beer. And I think when I first started doing the Moscow meals, the ginger beer we had it had alcohol in it. So I was like, oh, ginger beer with alcohol content in it. And so they started running out of it.
Mhm.
And so for a while, I would finish the ginger beer like when we didn't have enough to make the next one. I'm like, I'll just drink it. There's alcohol in it. So I kept doing that for a while. A couple of months go by, and I'm not having the same ginger beer anymore. And I take a look at the bottle, and there's no alcohol in the ginger beer I'm drinking. And I'm like, I'm wasting just drinking this ginger beer, and there's no alcohol.
Not even
content
catching a
in it.
buzz off it.
Yeah, I was like, man, I was hoping to get a little bit more alcohol. And I'm over here wasting my time on freaking, alcohol.
5
ginger beer.
these
Hey,
5
there's this
ginger beers
really
deep.
Puerto. There's this really good beer you should try. It's called O'Doul's.
Yeah, right? Exactly. I was having the O'Doul's of ginger beer, and I was like, what? I thought all the ginger beer had alcohol, but I guess not. Maybe that's why the Moscow mules I make with the ginger beer that has alcohol in it hit like a truck.
Yeah.
But I think let me back up earlier, Professor. You're talking about there's a couple things. When I pop into chat,
Yeah.
you deal with Vinkus, but yeah, I mean,
yeah, I deal with
I
them.
pop into chat periodically because I try to fit in and I want to support the homie.
Yeah,
but it's-
appreciate you.
I mean,
I will. Go ahead. Sorry.
the better half told me the other day I actually had the stream running in the office,
Mhm.
and she was like, "Man, I heard Professor Heylow's voice when I was trying to help out with the kiddos, and it just freaked me out because the office was dark and all you could hear is your voice going on." I'm like, "Yeah, I just let it run sometimes to give him, views and come out.
I do.
Or just hearing his voice, I'm like, don't pay attention. I'll hit mute next time. My bad.
How do you think that I've earned like 100 or 300 channel points? Like I just literally leave it on if I'm not around. Like that's the way to go, Porto. That's showing your good friend some respect.
It definitely helps. There's like literally at any given time millions of people streaming on Twitch. Millions. So to have 5, 6, even 7 people watching is you're so much higher up. You're like in the top. I think I looked at it once, and I think if you have 6 or 7 viewers, you're in the top like 3% of all of Twitch.
I believe it.
Yeah,
I believe it.
Yeah,
that's crazy.
Yeah, no, if you go into like Call of Duty, like a popular game or whatever, you could just scroll down that list. You're never gonna hit the bottom of it. You'll never do it, ever.
And they usually just have like Commander Root and another Discord viewer or something like that, the standard bot viewers or whatever.
Right. Yeah.
But not actual physical people watching. So there's lots of people vying for those viewers. It's why 50. That's why like 50 Mohawk's he's 13 viewers away. I feel like that's the hardest thing about becoming an affiliate is getting that 50 followers.
Yeah, for me it was yeah. I think for most people it's the average. I think the 3 average is what gets you. I think if you can get over that hump and get a couple people showing up and chatting and whatnot, I think that'll get you to affiliate. And I think the 50 followers that usually comes pretty easy. I don't know. I guess they're both pretty difficult because 50's kind of a lot. 50's kind of a lot too.
Well, you're way past that, Mr. Superstar. So 50's easy.
Oh, geez.
No, but when you're first starting, it's the first 50's tough.
Can we talk about? I know that you were talking about subs the other day or today, was it?
Yeah, I mentioned it to you.
Almost half your followers have a sub. That's crazy, man.
Mm-hmm.
That's insane, and is a testament of sticking it out. I know that you had to balance moving and getting sick and then coming back with that coming back with more consistency, and I think that's awesome.
It's a team effort, but
it gets you with the biddies.
Yeah, everything.
Did somebody say biddies?
No, I didn't say titties. I said biddies.
But yeah, no, it's a combination of a lot of different things, and a lot of really awesome people, a lot of people that support our channel and support what we're doing, and I don't know why people do it. I think my content is subpar. I look at other streamers, I'm like, okay, I see what you're doing. That's amazing.
Yeah. And when you first started streaming, it was hilarious because I remember the time when Big V, like when we were all playing one night, and I think we were playing Fortnite one night. I think it was late, and we were both. I think all of us were boozing. Maybe you and me, Professor, a little bit more because Vinkus.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. Vinkus just does his own thing.
Yeah, right. Exactly. And so now he wants to show up when it's live.
Okay.
Is that I think Big V was like, "Hey, have you ever thought about streaming like on Twitch?" I was like, "Nah." And I don't know if at the time period, ProfessorHeylow, you were streaming at the time or what? And I was like, "Nah,
I wasn't. No."
And then like a couple months later, it's like, "Hey guys, I'm streaming. You want to check out my Twitch?" And we're like, WTF? Like what?
That's not what I said. That's not what I said.
Yeah, bro.
He sent us the link to his video. That's what he did.
I sent you the link. Yeah. I was like, hey, go ahead and give that a little peep. Give that a little peep.
When I first started watching, I was like, what are these damn games? These are games that I will never play. And I'm like, nah, cool, I'll pass on the game. And then eventually your content is evolved. I'm like, yeah, I don't care about the game. Like, it's more about the chatter in the community where I'm like, okay, I can hang out here. But some of the games, I'm like, I'm never going to play these games. In like your virtual reality, I'm like, that's cool. That's not me. But like, I'll chat. I'm here to hang. Like I want to support.
Yeah.
Into the chat.
Yeah, of course. Well, that's part of what we're building. It, it's a community. It's a community, right? We play games, but it's not the centerpiece of what we do. I'm not going to be the best Dark Souls player or VR dude or any of that stuff, but you mix it up, you have fun with it, you have fun with the game. Half the time I'm just joking around in the games anyways.
And sometimes
Like
you
when
don't
your
even play a
character's
game.
naked.
And every once in a while I just don't even play a game, we just hang out the whole time.
Exactly. Hey, you know what I'm looking forward to is I hope that you stream Halo Infinite when we start gaming on that one and banging that one out.
Halo. So since I started streaming, I have not seen the release of a new Halo game.
Right.
I haven't.
It's only been a year.
It's only been like a year and a half. Well, year and change. Yeah, just over a year.
Maybe they had the E3 where the graphics were garbage, and they're like, we're going to put it off for a year, right? I mean, I think that they released something recently. I think I sent it to the two of you in the chat.
Yeah, no, I saw it. Yeah.
Yeah, about the multiplayer, and I'm like, okay, this looks legit.
Yeah.
Like, if they bring it back to some OG, maybe like Halo 2-3 combo era, I'd be down for that.
So quick question for you both regarding Halo. I know that you guys are way more into Halo. I loved playing it, especially back in college and maybe slightly after college ended. But tell me one thing that will either make or break Halo for you. The next one.
Ooh.
One thing.
One thing that makes. Okay, go ahead.
I
Go
got
ahead,
it.
P. Yeah, Puerto's got this one.
For me, I will say, if it's too gimmicky, and when I say too gimmicky, it's all about like power-ups or some equipment things you can use. What I really loved about Halo was in Halo 1 and 2, it was legit about the gunplay.
That's a solid one.
In being able to think about, moving around hallways and trying
Spawn
to get
points,
advantages and jump around people. And some people, like, it was great because when Professor and I played, we ran duos all the time in college and post-college. It was like, when people think that you're going right and you fake right, go left, and then they get spun around and you come back and hit them in the back, they're like, what just happened? Like, you got played. Like, we outsmarted you. But then when they're like, let's get all these equipments in here, use the bubble shield or use this other damn equipment. I'm like, nah, like, get back to the OG of like, let's run and gun and shoot and actually use your mind versus like all the equipment around. That, if it's gimmicky, it will turn me off because that's what they did. Like, I think, was it Halo 4 they started doing gimmicks? Because they had to adapt to Call of Duty.
Porto, we don't want to turn you off, so I hope they.
Yeah. I mean.
So, I think that's a solid answer. Because we've seen that in previous Halo games, and it sucks. That's why people went back when Master Chief Collection came out. That's why Halo 1 and 2 were some of the most popular game modes in that, was because it was just straight up multiplayer.
Even Halo 3.
In Halo 3 too, yeah, exactly. And I think like you were kind of alluding to, rotating teamwork also is a big factor in all of that. Knowing the timings of weapon spawns, overshield spawns, being able to control the map based on your knowledge of the map and positioning. I think that's huge, and being able to capitalize on that in the multiplayer setting is going to be huge. For me, what I think is going to make or break Halo is going to be how they approach multiplayer. Right now, battle royales have been out for a number of years. Fortnite a number of years, Apex a number of years, Call of Duty not so much, but people are already getting very turned off by Call of Duty. So what makes or breaks it for me, at least in my mind, is how they approach multiplayer. Do they do a really good job with a battle royale approach, a game mode that's been out for a number of years already? Do they come to the table with something new, something that is a game changer that people are drawn to? what's going to make it is how they attract people in that multiplayer competitive gaming situation, that mode.
Well, they got to bring people back to it. I mean, think about it.
They got to bring people back, yeah.
Pre Fortnite,
Yeah.
like I transitioned. We went from Halo, and Halo wasn't around, and then we went and played Destiny.
Yeah.
And Destiny's multiplayer wasn't bad as well. I mean, granted, you had your characters that had their own special abilities, so like you had to adapt to that. But that was still like based off Bungie, the run and gun. You would die, respawn, come back, and work with your team, and it still had that moving around corridors and playing the map and playing the spawns and knowing where stuff's at. And so Bungie, I mean, they continue to push it forward. So where Studios 343's at, it'd be interesting. And a quick bit about, I think you said the overshield and the timing.
Yeah.
I'm pretty positive I can go downstairs and open up a drawer that has a piece of paper that's like over 10 years old. I think that paper's like 15 years old. And it has all of the times for Halo 1 for what map. Let's say chill out, overshield, X amount of minutes. As soon as the game starts. Like I still have that. But the crazy thing is we can boot the game up and I probably can go like 1 minute Invisy, 2 minutes overshield, rockets to spawn and every whatever. Like it's just there because we played it so much.
Man, that's crazy. That is crazy. I have never gotten into a game that intense. Like Harvest Moon, I wrote down things like for like figuring out the melodic sequence.
What a nerd.
But that's about it. Not for like spawn rate. Oh, spawn rate. Ding.
He wrote down things for a farming game.
but Genghis, this is actually perfect. And this leads into the next thing. Like, so with Halo, it was so competitive. Like you had to get that competitive edge. And if you didn't do it, you would always be a couple steps behind. And so ProfessorHeylow and I know this because this will be the origin story of how ProfessorHeylow and I met, is that pre-Xbox Live, if you wanted to play Halo against people outside of your own home or household, you had to hook it up to the computer through some program called Xbox Connect.
Or GameSpy.
Yeah. And so back in the day, like 2003 or 4 time period before Xbox Live came around, I started playing that with some of my friends, and Professor played with one of his friends. So we played all the time together. And so it was hilarious. Like for a couple of years we played, and then introduced Xbox Live. And so then I started
and just to slow it down for people that don't know, we're talking on a original Xbox with Halo 1 pre-Xbox Live. Xbox Live did not even exist at this point in time. So what you would do is take the Ethernet cable from your Xbox, run it into your router, and then go to a computer that was also connected to the network to one of these websites, download their software, XBL or GameSpy. Most people use XBL. XBL was the big one. And then you would XPC, right. What you would do is join a LAN session on Halo 1, but you would use your computer and you could actually find different lobbies and different matches, and that's how you'd connect to people. So it was literally me and one of my friends and Puerto and one of his friends randomly across the state, because it broke it down by state. It's like, hey, this dude's in Washington, this dude's in California, this dude's in Texas, and you would find people close to you and you'd be like, I want to join that game. And me and my buddy connected a lot with Puerto because there was like, I don't know, maybe if you logged into Xbox Connect, there was maybe 8 lobbies?
Yeah.
8 lobbies that were actually joinable. Yeah.
And then you guys ended up going to the same college. What?
Yeah, so I mean, don't do it too ahead. But I mean, also with Xbox Connect, you always wanted to host because you want to be better ping on your own end.
Oh, so zero ping, baby.
So you always want that. But so we did that for a bit, and then Xbox Live came out, and then so Professor's buddy, I ended up getting his Xbox Live name, and so I would play with him from time to time. And so again, ProfessorHeylow would play with him, and we would play some games. And I think even my first year at the college that we all went to in my junior year, since I did a JC and went up there, and I think Halo 3, the beta came out. And so I was playing with the dude, and Professor Halo was there. Again, still not knowing each other. We're playing together.
Yep.
And then I think, what was it? Big V, it was our senior year. So my last year at college, and Professor had one more year, and we're playing again. We're still playing Halo 3, and we end up getting his Xbox Live. And then we're just talking. We're just shooting the shit, shooting the breeze, and we talk about colleges. And it's like, oh, I go to this college. Oh, I go to this college too. Like, small world that we're at the same college, and we've been playing video games together for like the last couple of years. And then it was like, hey, maybe we should meet up. And so it was one of our friends' birthdays. Now, friend,
okay, we got to slow down for just 1 second here. You're on the right track. The first time we actually talked, like face to face. Well,
I'm getting there.
The first time we ever talked over the internet it wasn't even in a full game. It was the beta. It was the beta for Halo 2.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Because after Halo 1 came out, they launched Xbox Live.
Yep.
And I didn't really play a whole lot of Xbox Live or Xbox in general. I played a little Splinter Cell online.
That's a good game.
It was good. It was pretty good. But it was when Halo 2's beta launched. They launched some sort of like closed beta. I can't remember what you had to do to get into the beta, like pre-order it or whatever. Mm-hmm. But I had access to the beta. Puerto had access to the beta.
You had to buy Crackdown, if I remember right.
Oh, that's what it was. Crackdown. That's what it was. You had to buy Crackdown.
Yeah. And at that time period when I bought Crackdown, so this is how we all get connected.
I got on a small list, so I didn't have to buy the game, but yeah.
Oh, okay. You were on the list because
I was on the list.
They knew you were an up and coming streamer, like years down the road.
15 years in the making, baby.
But at this time period, this is when Big V and I were we were roommates in college in our dorms, and we knew each other the year prior. So the year that Big V and I were rooming together was when we started playing Halo 3 in the beta. So Professor and I were playing.
Yeah, it's true.
So we started linking up. And then if you move a little bit forward, is like my last year I was saying in college in Professor Halo's, we find out we're in the same college, like literally not far from each other, because where my college dorm wasn't far from where Professor was living.
Yep.
And so we had a friend
less than a mile away. Less than a mile.
We could walk, and we did that walk a couple times.
Easy.
And one of our friends that played Halo with us, it was her birthday. And yes, I said her. So we had a girl that she would hang with the dudes and she would kill people.
Oh, she was good. She was good.
And so it was her birthday. And so we're like, hey, we should invite Professor Heylow out to our birthday. And we're like, okay, let's do it. And the friend and I that were playing, when we said it, we're like, I hope this dude is legit. He doesn't murder us because we met him online. I don't know about this guy. We're going to meet him in person.
Oh, yeah, sure.
His room smells like piss. You never know, you know?
Yeah, and I'm like, I don't know if I know this guy. And then so Professor Heylow shows up, and I think I remember right. I think I had like some tallies. And I was like, let's have some tallies and play a drinking game before we roll out. And ever since then, it was like, we're cool. We're best buds. And you know.
Oh, right off the bat, we were cool. Yeah.
Yeah, and then fast forward down the line, you know, he's my best man at my wedding, and then Minkus meets him in person as well, and somehow we're still all friends.
Did we meet in person in college, Halo?
I mean, we did, but you keep writing me out of that story where we did.
Where we were the only
depends on who you ask at this point.
That was the
Super Bowl. That was the Tom Brady helmet catch. Yeah.
The David Tyree. Yeah.
David Tyree.
But I think were we the only ones watching at that point? Everybody else was drinking and hanging out in the other room.
That's what
you
and
I
makes
were
it
like,
worse.
no, I remember vividly. Halo.
I still have
looking into those eyes of yours.
Then why do you keep writing me out of the story? If you quote unquote vividly remember it, why do I keep being excluded from the story in your mind? You're like, you weren't there, Halo. You weren't at the party. If you vividly remember it, we were the only two still watching the game when David Tyree made that catch.
Yeah, you're right. And I don't know why I forgot that. Other than I knew that we had met a couple times when I don't know, Puerto, I think you were living in Renton or something like that, or you were with friends in Renton and you invited us over. It's like an Easter party. Do you guys remember that? there was a party on
I
Easter.
might have been at
It was in Renton.
one of our friends, the girl that played.
Yeah, I think we went to that one.
And I thought for the
Puerto?
longest time that was that was the first time I met
No,
Halo. But then I
no.
thought back, you're right. Yeah, you were there.
You know,
I guess.
I'll have to go find some photos, and I'll find them, and I'll send them to the
God.
three of us.
Photos?
In our text message. I still have photos from that Super Bowl night, but I mean,
I was gonna say I didn't know you.
So
I
do
didn't know
I.
you had
So do
photos.
I.
Oh my God,
But
yeah,
that was you.
that's actually
Halo.
news to me.
You're so forgettable.
yeah. I think there was a game that we played where you continued to wear a hat because you just kept losing, and you were garbage at that game.
Presidents and assholes.
Yeah, that was you.
No, it's
You
not
were
being
the asshole.
garbage. It's not being garbage if you have to give away your best card to somebody else.
That's how I said El Presidente long enough.
Yeah, that's yeah. Once you hit bottom in that game in Presidents and Assholes, you don't recover. You just sit
You
down
ain't
at the
coming
bottom.
back. And so,
You ain't coming back.
yeah.
The deck is
so
literally stacked against you.
to connect it even more. So we talked about like your public speaking, and so at the wedding, my wedding, you're even telling my guests about I met Puerto online, and so all my guests
That's
are
part
like,
of the speech.
yeah, they're part of the speech. They're like, you met this guy online? I'm like, yeah, he's cool. He didn't murder me. He's cool. Don't worry about it. Like, and he's my best man.
I mean, okay. To be fair, it was a good speech. It was the I just didn't have self-confidence. I just like I said, I was not a good public speaker. I hated it.
There's no
so
shame
that's
in that. Coming from the guy that's a communications major, he's trying to rag on people that have trouble with public speaking. Come on now.
No. Listen, this is the one thing I had with Professor for that speech. Was he mispronounced my name multiple times on purpose.
On purpose.
And I'm like, dude, you've known my name for years. And you're doing it on purpose. And he thought it was funny to continue to say it around my family.
Was it your last name that I always intentionally did that?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. My last name.
Yes.
Oh, you don't. Oh.
Yeah. See, Big B knows.
I've stopped doing that.
Yeah. But it's hilarious just to think about it. When you kind of like sit back and go like, how's our friendships?
I had to do it. I know your guys' family. I had to do it.
Well, that's because my dad, was legit. He was fine enough with that.
No, I know that. And that's it. Look, if your dad had a problem with, I would not have gone anywhere near that. But I had to.
But I mean, as I was saying,
years of everybody else mispronouncing it. I saw the opportunity. I had to lunge at it.
It still happens, and I get told I tell my last name wrong. People are like, you say your last name wrong. I'm like, that's cool. It's my last name. Oh, so I remember this. I remember my first year up at college, and I think you wanted to chat, so I had to go to your dorm room with you. And I sat down, and I think you tried to like clear the air out because I was coming across as some asshole to people, and I'm like, I have a father that was from New York, so I have East Coast personality, so everyone thought I was being a jerk. Yeah, Big V, I remember this. Like, we sat down in your dorm room, and it was like trying to like clear the air and figure me out. Say what?
Come sit down with Papa Venkus.
Yeah, that's pretty much what it was. It's like, come talk to me, because I'm a resident advisor.
Oh my God.
Let's sit down. And I'm like, what is this dude? Like, you don't remember that at all?
No.
Yeah, dude, because you were like,
Maybe it's because you were playing the entire freaking campus.
No, not at all.
I was mastered in conflict resolution and you were pissing people off. That's probably why, Mr. Slay and the Dragons. I don't know.
No, I was just being me and people just couldn't deal with it. But you definitely were like, I didn't think you were nice. I didn't think you were a good guy. And I was like, what? I was like, no, that's not me. I'm just telling people the truth, and they just can't handle it.
Oh, you probably pissed somebody off, and I had to intervene or something like that.
Probably.
Well, to be fair, Puerto. If there's one thing everybody knows about you, and people out there that know you from Twitch and whatnot, they probably don't realize you probably have the biggest mouth of anybody. At least back then. Then
he called it swagger, but you were a little cocky. You were pretty cocky.
You just had a big mouth. this is why me and Puerto get along so well. This is why me and Puerto get along so well, is because he sits there and runs his no, he used to. Puerto used to run his mouth a lot, and it never fazed me. It had no effect. He would start chirping about this or that or about this person or that. It never fazed me at all. I was like, okay, sure, dude. And other people would hear Puerto run his mouth, and they would take offense to it. They would take offense to it. And
so then how did we become roommates? That's what I want to know.
How did you guys become roommates?
How did that end up happening? I can't remember.
I mean, obviously, you don't remember when you met Professor. You don't remember when you and I sat down and you tried to have the talk with me. So, like, obviously, your memory is shit.
Puerto, does this surprise you at all that Vinkus remembers absolutely nothing?
I mean, he is like 60, so he's gonna forget stuff. So it's fine.
I mean, how many times have we played Fortnite and told him not to do something, or there's something right in front of us, or any basic thing, and it gets completely ignored?
Didn't happen.
Look, there's a guy over there, Big Vinkus. Where? The guy that's shooting. You can't see it.
The plane right in front of us, Vinkus.
That's right.
The plane right.
Yes, there was I remember that it was during the season. The planes were like, "Hey, there's a plane over there." He's like, "Where? I can't see." We're like, "The plane that's literally flying right in front of us."
Bombing right in front of all of us.
We met up with lots of people, and I think it was the first time I experimented with Gatorade and vodka. And surprisingly,
that's a rough one.
Surprisingly, it's very good. It's very good. But that's the problem.
I'm not a fan. I look. I've had people make Gatorade and vodka before. No, I can't do it. I mean, I can drink it. I have no joy in it. It just it's gross. Gross.
Well, either way.
That's like, hey, I just want to drink the cheapest vodka and like just get effed up out of my mind. Gross.
It was the first time I've ever done it, and I think it's the only time I ever did it.
Puerto, have you done this before?
I will tell you, not with vodka, but back in the day when I was younger and I wasn't drinking pop, I did Gatorade in rum.
Oh my god!
It was not good. It was the only combo I had. Yeah.
I'm sure.
No way.
It was when I was camping. I think it was
way.
Maybe 21, 22. So I was still new in the drinking game, not too used to it. But I either had to I took the shot and chased it with Gatorade, or sometime I think I probably let's just mix it. Great idea. Horrible idea.
The things you do to get drunk when you're younger.
Gross. That reminds me of another story, but go ahead, Vinkus. Yeah, go ahead.
So he gets us into this house, or I guess it was an apartment party. It was a black light party. It was really cool. We walked down there, and I think we pre-gamed before that, obviously.
Pre-game.
And then
for sure.
Pre-game, pre-funk, whatever you want to call it.
With Zambuca.
Yeah. Oh, God. That's another story, but either way. So we're having a good time. There's lots of dancing going on. I remember talking to a rabbi and a priest at some point out on the deck, and then I chugged what was left in the Gatorade, and things started getting fuzzy. But all I remember is hearing my roommate. He was getting in some sort of argument. He was upset about something because we were just drunk at that point.
Typical Puerto.
And he leaves, and I'm like, that's my roommate. I gotta follow him. And I'm in
Puerto.
I'm in no business to be following anybody. But so we walk up 21st, which is right by the police station. Mm-hmm. So he's about 100 yards in front of me, but I can see him in my hazy, drunken stupor. I can see him, and I'm like, "Wait for me, Puerto. Wait for me." He doesn't. He just looks. He looks back and just keeps going. So I get to the. Yeah, go ahead. So I'm like stumbling at that point, and I can, and not to the point of blackout, but I'm just like, I am exhausted from being drunk and all that good stuff. I get to the corner of 21st and what was the main street?
Bill McDonald.
Bill McDonald. Yep.
Mm-hmm. And
at this point I can't chase him. He's 200 yards down, and I just
Gone.
sit right underneath the light pole, directly across from campus police, and I can't move. And people are passing me, rubbing my head, like asking if I'm okay, and I'm like, I'm okay, I'm conscious. And then I call my friend, and he has to pick me up to bring me up the hill to the dorms or whatever, because I can't make it.
So close, like that. That's
I was so close
to the dorms.
But the worst part is, so he was coming from a party himself, not drinking. He was Oscar the Grouch, I think, for Halloween, and he had this giant trash can. He had this giant trash can that was taking up most of his seat in his Cutlass Supreme. And so I was barely, I'm a big guy, and I was barely just hanging on. I shut the door, and it was kind of loose still. And I'm like, I can't get the words out, but I just bring my hand up on his shoulder in the front seat, and I can't get the words out, and I open the door, and as I'm opening the door, there's a cop at the intersection, and I just puke all over the intersection with no seatbelt on as the car is going 30 miles an hour, and then I shut it real quick, and somehow I didn't fall out. But that's because Puerto didn't go back for his roommate. He left me. Not like Halo would.
I'm sure I had a valid reason, much like Professor kept talking to some women on the bus and just left me on my own to walk back.
No. Here's the thing. No, you did not have a valid reason, because I had hung out with you plenty of times when you'd been at that state. And if there's one thing we all know about you, it's when young Puerto, when young P has more than a couple drinks, he gone.
I'm out.
Out.
See you later.
He just literally pieces out.
But I also
Just
think
randomly walks off.
By the way,
the 10 beer in the 10 drinks at 10 bar night. You barely even got on the bus. I had to go flag you down and bring you back to the bus stop because you walked away.
I think, wasn't that the night that I maybe I'm mixing my nights.
Or you went up, you caught the bus at a different stop. There's so many of these stories, we can't even keep them straight. They're all over the place. There's so many of them.
I know I ran my butt off to catch the bus. I was like, I'm catching the bus.
Yeah, no, then that's yep. See, that's where we vary. I'd been equally drunk a number of times. At no point have I ever one time been like, fuck it, I'm just out. I'm out. I'm gone. I've never done that.
That's definitely a Puerto move.
Hey, you know what?
Classic old school Puerto move.
It's not midnight. It was just he was done.
I'm just like, I'm good. I had enough. I had my fun. I'm out. I'm gonna go back.
But half the time you would just walk away random, like it wasn't even the right way.
It was the right way for me.
Had my fun. Deuces.
I'm out.
Funny. So funny. You guys want to do some voicemails?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Let's do some voicemails.
All right. Let's see here. All right, let's do it.
Let's open it up.
Do.
What do we got in there? I'm gonna guess at least one bad joke.
You think one bad or dad?
Bad.
I hope so. I crave it.
Okay. Well, we got 4 here. Okay. Here's number 1. Call in number 1.
Hello, my name is Elon Musk. I want to play a game. Fuck, marry or kill. Your choices are as follows. Sold, Kraken or Guy Fieri. Run for...
What was that?
I mean, I got Elon Musk play a game, and I really couldn't hear much past that. So
I think I
Elon
heard.
Musk probably hasn't invented a good enough robot that can do.
I heard
a voice.
Kraken. I heard Kraken in there.
So it said something about fuck, marry, kill. Guy Fieri. I don't know.
Yeah, that's.
I thought I heard. Was it Keld or Seld? Kraken and Guy Fieri.
Wait, what? I did not. Hold on, I gotta play that. I didn't get. Did you catch that, Puerto?
I heard
No.
Kraken. I definitely heard Kraken.
I heard Kraken, but it's basically.
You're hearing stuff, Vinkus.
And let's see.
Run it back. Run it back.
I the first time I played, I actually stopped it because I thought there was no audio. Here.
Yeah.
It takes a second.
Hello, my name is Elon Musk. I want to play a game. Fuck, marry or kill. Your choices are as follows. Sold, Kraken or Guy Fieri. Chat run for...
It's the F, marry or kill, Seld, Kraken, or Guy Fieri. And
What?
you know what? It's easy choice for me. I'm killing them all.
That's not how you play this game, there, buddy. You have to play it by the rules.
All right. Is that what it is? Is that what it said? It said Seld, Kraken, Guy Fieri. Is that really what it said? All right.
Yeah.
Okay. Vinkus, like freaking mind reader over there. Me and Puerto have no idea what that voicemail said.
I heard it. I don't know. I heard it. Who's going first?
I got it. Here we go. Killing Kraken,
Oh shit.
fucking Seld, and marrying Guy Fieri.
Oh man, I really want to go to Flavor Town.
I'd kind of want to go to Flavor Town too. Go ahead, Vinkus. Go ahead. Hit him with yours.
But I can't do that to Seld. So I'm gonna fuck Kraken because he is kinky. My goodness, not safe for work, and I'll have to marry Seld because you know what? We could play Fortnite all day long, and then I'm gonna have to kill Guy Fieri.
I would, Vinkus. You nailed my 3 to a T.
I want to go to Flavor Town.
Look, Guy Fieri. Look, I don't know how you keep drawing the short end of every stick. It's probably something to do with the frosted tips, but you got to go in this one, dude. You got to go. Have you seen the dude? There's a comedian. Man, I feel like it's kind of a famous dude or a kind of a big name. He has a bit where he defends Guy Fieri.
He's Guy Fieri. I haven't seen the bit, but
there's a stand-up comedian that has a whole bit based around defending Guy Fieri. He's like, look, why does everybody hate this guy? He gives all of his money to charity.
Yes.
He does like he has a whole list of things, and at the end he's like, but everyone just hates him. Everyone wants him to die. You go on the internet, everything you hear about him is how big of a d-bag he is. It's funny.
He calls a simple aioli donkey sauce. Like people are annoyed by that. He gives these names to these.
Does he really?
Yeah, but at the same time, he did, and this is not supposed to be a serious thing, but. He did like do a huge like donation thing for restaurant workers during COVID. Like that was a huge thing he did.
And that's even newer than the bit. No, I had no idea. Yeah, wow, that's cool.
He might be kind of a D-bag, but he also cares about restaurant workers, and he's pretty into the industry.
Yeah, I think the douchebagginess that just comes from his appearance. I don't think he's really I'm not going to hate on the dude. I mean, obviously he's doing a lot of good out there. I'm not going to hate on him, but
I would do finger guns.
If you're asking me to fuck, marry, kill, I'm sorry, Guy. I'm sorry. I'm gonna marry Seld. Kraken and me are gonna have a good time. Seld, I'm gonna marry. I'm sorry. Look, you just drew. Look, it's the frosted tips. Okay, you got to go.
That's the tip.
Such a stupid game. But go on. This is almost like brings me back to like, let's play MASH, guys. Let's put down the house, the mansion, the cars. Who do you want to marry? And do like the like.
I totally
where
forgot
you at
about
with that
MASH.
drink, Puerto? Where you at with your drink? Come on, man. Slacking. I can see how full
here.
that cup is.
I grabbed 2 beers, and I'm gonna be done with it shortly. So
yeah, I've already had my 2 beers. I already had wine earlier. Go on. What's the next voicemail? Hit me with the next one.
All right. We got another voicemail. Here we go.
Hello, panel. I just have one question for you. If the average human lifespan was 40 years, how would you live your life differently?
My first question is why does that voicemail sound like a jigsaw?
Yeah,
Why
like
is it
Saw, the
a
movie
saw?
Saw.
Yeah, jigsaw. Right.
Yeah.
Did you want to play a game? Your
No.
life is only 40 years long. How do you live your life?
That's only 3 years from now, guys. 3 years.
Fingus is already dead.
No, I'm not
Abandon him.
dead yet. I'm not dead yet. I got 3.
You only have 40 years to live your life. Fingus is already
Math is
dead.
hard, huh, Halo? Math
Don't
is
save
really
him.
hard.
You could save anybody else but Finkus.
I don't know. Go, you guys go ahead. Man, that's a tough question. 40 years is not very long. How does it feel to be almost dead by according to this voicemail, Vinkus? Me and Puerto got a few more years, but you're basically expired.
What's 2 years and 10 months?
A year. Oh, 2 years. Oh, wow. Okay. Fine. You're still almost dead.
Are you 35? Are you 35?
I am.
Yeah, you round up, motherfucker. You're almost 40.
No, you round down. 5 rounds down to 7 and under. 6 and under rounds down to 0. So I'm 30. I got a whole decade left. You have 0.
You sound like some of my students. Come on now.
7
Weren't you
and
a
under.
financial major?
Yeah, he was.
Yeah, finance major. I think you know what rounding up is.
No, I was being sarcastic as a joke.
I know, and we're calling you on it. I think for me, if we're talking about a couple years left in my life, it's interesting if you really think about it and dissect it. It's like, so you pretty much, like, if you want to do the whole family, kids, life, you're accelerating that timeline and when it happens. It's like, are you going to be like the teenage like dad or parent or mom? I mean, to me, I think I would say I ain't changing.
You'd almost have to.
No, yeah, you would have to do if you want. If you
You're
want to
right.
experience that, like if you want to see your kids get older and all that. But I'm like, nah. I mean, I think you two know enough about me. Is you're not promised tomorrow, and there's a lot of things that go on, and so I wouldn't change it. I'd live it as I currently do, and if there's only a couple of years, I know my end date is. I wouldn't change it. If you don't know what's coming, like it's the average year. You're like, oh, there's the average, but I'm happy with what my choices have been in my life and my experience, but I'm not promised tomorrow. So I'll enjoy the days I have now, and that's why I live and travel and try to do as much as I can.
Well, there's a lot
You're living a pretty good life if your answer is I wouldn't change anything.
Shit.
Yeah, I wouldn't change shit.
Nah.
I would assume, that's a tough question because you don't know, are we based on today's standards based off of our approximate lifespan, right? 78 or whatever it is.
Yeah.
Or is it modified if that was an alternative universe where 40 is the average,
40 is the new 85.
Yeah,
Right.
so you only go to school till you're 10, and then after 10 you work.
Right.
Yeah, or you get busy fucking and make a family. Like
Please, let's talk more about being that old and doing that. Okay, yeah,
Hey,
please,
fine.
Vinkus.
rewind. How about
You can't rewind. It's written down.
Delete. Just kidding. I don't know. Like if I'm in the same mind frame, I would probably still, obviously, if people were going to school to become better educated and all that, yeah, I would still want to go to college. I'm sure that would be at an earlier time. I don't know. I would spend more time traveling. That's one thing I want to do more of, but
Traveling would be good.
traveling would be like procreating isn't something that's on the top of my list, but traveling and getting to know the world a little bit better and the people in it is higher up on that list. So
You guys do a lot of traveling?
not now.
No, I mean, like what? Like in your late 20s, early 30s? Did you do a lot of traveling?
No, I didn't.
Europe, Australia. I don't know. Where do other where no,
I
Japan, China, anything like that?
I'd like to go around the United States a little bit more, get to know
Sure.
the home country, like East
Mhm.
Coast, Southwest. I have some. I don't really want to go to the Southeast, but who knows?
F you, man.
What? No, like I guess you're
You have the
considered
Southeast.
southeast, but you're as far as I probably want to go.
I'm a few hours outside of Chicago, so I'm like the tippity northwest of the southeast.
Yeah, so I think
What the hell, dude?
You'd be like the farthest I'd want to go south. But
Yeah, Nashville's an interesting spot.
Yeah.
It is east and it is south, but it's not that far away from Chicago. It's really not.
Yeah, you're kind of a Midwest Southeast hybrid.
Yeah, for sure.
How about you, Halo?
Man, if I only had 40 years to live, how would I live my current life differently? That's a big question. I mean, like, I don't know. We all have scripts and stories that we write for our lives, and they don't always go according to plan. And I could say that about my own life. I mean, if I could do it again, would I be 35 and streaming and I don't know. Whoa. It's a tough question. I think I would focus more on giving back. If I knew that I was only going to live until 40, I would definitely be teaching. I would have kept up teaching. It was long hours, but because I was 30, 31, 32 when I was teaching, I would still do that because at 30, 31, 32, I have less than a decade left in my life. I'd only have a few years left in my life at that point. So I would want to give back. Now if things had gone differently and I had a family, I would want to give back by supporting and being there for my family. But like I said, things don't go according to plan all the time. So, given the way my current life has gone, I'd want to give back and be there to support a better tomorrow. And it's not so much, a lot of people say, "Oh, I want to leave a lasting impact. I want to leave a legacy." I really don't even care about leaving a legacy. I just want to contribute and add as much to society as possible. I don't care if people know me after I'm dead. After I'm dead, I'm gone. I'm gone. I'm out.
Dust in the wind, baby.
Dust in the wind. But if I have a family, I want them to realize, hey, this is the legacy that I left behind for you, and hopefully I left something behind for you. But if you're pushing that aside and taking that off the table, I don't care if a stranger or a student or a regular person in the same industry knows who I am. I don't have to write books and things to leave behind, but if I could contribute and make it better, that's what I would do, without a doubt.
So are you saying, just based on your answer, like leaving a legacy, not leaving a legacy, but like contributing and giving back, are you thinking that you could possibly see yourself back in a teaching role or professor role later in your life?
I don't know. I don't know.
That specifically to just that question?
I mean, man, pre-retirement, probably not. Probably not.
I don't blame you.
But if I retired, like 65-ish, potentially, it's hard to see. It's hard to say where my career is going to go and where my expertise lies at that point in time. Because I do work in analytics, and it's a very fast-paced, evolving industry that is constantly changing. So, if I'm not on the cutting edge of that into my late career in my 60s and whatnot, I wouldn't want to teach. There wouldn't be a market. No one would want me to teach. There wouldn't be a market for that. So, it's hard to say if I'd get back into it at that point in time. But I could see myself doing it. I'm not going to say no to that.
I will say giving back is a really, that resonates pretty well, because when I was in college, to get into the teacher's school, you had to have a variety of experiences. So I joined Circle K, which was a volunteer organization, kind of Kiwanis. It's
No, you
Kiwanis.
joined Circle K. You
Circle
joined
K.
a gas station.
I know.
You joined
Yep.
7-Eleven.
Yeah, I laughed so hard when I found out that was it.
Is that really a thing? I've never heard of Circle K.
Yeah, Circle K.
I mean, other than the gas station.
Yeah, Circle K is the collegiate version of Kiwanis.
Oh, okay. I've never
they-
heard of it, but sure, yeah.
So they work like hand in hand, but like
Mhm.
it was the busiest time of my life because I was doing projects, I was volunteering and all that. But it was also like a badass time. Like that was the first like I went to Canada and did these big projects, get drunk, but then do these huge service projects of like moving out old school equipment so that they could get new school equipment and just doing all these volunteer type stuff. And it was by far like my favorite time in college because just the ability to give back and you're not getting paid for it and helping people out. And I did it purely first as a motivational, like just to boost my resume. But I found like I'm still friends with people from that organization that I did for a year and a half to this day. And I hear you on that.
Yeah, no, that's cool. Super cool.
What how about you?
Puerto, did you have anything else to add to that? You kind of already touched on it, but
Yeah.
I
Did you have
it makes
anything
me
else?
feel like I'm not the good person. Like, I'm going to change my life and do something to give back to society and change it.
hey, if you're already living the dream, you don't need to change.
No, I mean, I think it's just a difficult question to think about it because
It is.
as I said earlier, it's like you're not promised tomorrow, right? And with the family members
true.
I've lost in my life, it's just you don't know when your time comes due. Like you don't know when your time card needs to be punched, right? And so, I mean, to me, if you want to take that as an example, are we different in society? Is it the current reality of like when you go to school until you're 18? Okay, so then you only have 22 years left, and that's if you don't go to college. So like you have 22 years left to either decide if you want to travel, just work the rest of your life, have a family, try to raise kids. And 22 years doesn't give you a whole lot of time period to even experience things. Like you're pretty much already saying you're not going to see your grandkids unless you're like a teenage, parent. So it's if you are wanting to procreate and have kids, good luck seeing grandkids. That's not going to happen in this example. So it's a difficult thing to say is, what would you do differently? And if I reflect, like I've enjoyed my life. Like my life has made me who I am.
Mm-hmm.
So why would I want to change it?
Mhm.
Because my life has brought
True.
to me friends like the two of you and my better half and my kids and my friends besides the ones that are here in this call. So I'm happy with what I got. Let me live it out. I'll write it out. If I'm done tomorrow, cool. But I don't want to be done tomorrow. Like please no. So
yeah, no, you make a really good point. And I know that Halo, you have some younger viewers that are in like their early 20s, I'm sure, mid 20s, and I think it's important. Like, and I don't know about you two, but 20 years is nothing. Like,
oh God, no. Yeah,
like,
you're right. You're so right.
I can vividly remember my teens. I can vividly remember my early 20s. And then when you get to mid 20s, like life just it's over. Like not life is over, but life just flies by in tens of years, just like that. Like it just you don't even realize it. So enjoy your early years because time seems to go a little bit slower then. Because once it gets going, it doesn't slow down.
That's right. Take this super insightful, serious advice from drag queen Vinkus over there. That's right, please.
But it's even enjoying it because my better half and I had this conversation most recently on our vacation and said, what's the time period you think is okay to pass away? Like what do you think is a good, like when you say like I lived a good life? And to me, I threw out the number. I said 80 because I say 80 is like in the last third of your life. Like if you say 100 is your thirds, like the first 33 years you experience some things, and then the next 33 is like 66. Then you potentially get into retirement time period. Like if I can get to 80, I feel like I lived a good life. Mm-hmm. Like if I pass away at my 60s, I'm like, damn, I missed that last leg where it's like I got no more work. I can retire. I'm watching grandkids potentially. I'm watching my children or not, or just I
don't have to get up to go to the bathroom because I have Depends on.
Yeah, I just go right where I'm sitting. Like, so it's kind of where you're comfortable at because I think obviously there's so many stages in our life that are 20s and 30s and 40s and 50s, and where you're at with what you got in family and where you're at.
Mm-hmm.
It just depends on the person. And I also say it depends on where you live too, right? Geographically within the world and in the United States or the, North America. So I think it varies, but to me it's, I'm trying to live my best life as much as I can, but also understand that it could be gone tomorrow.
Yeah, oof. There's a lot to unpack there. That's pretty heavy, man. Pretty heavy.
Probably the serious question you've had on the podcast, right?
Yeah, like I don't know. I'm sitting here racking my brain trying to think about it. Like what year would I have to be okay with dying? Man, that's
Right?
and it's super tough. Yeah. My grandmother got very, very ill with cancer. And she was in her mid 60s at the time. Up until that point, she was very healthy. She hosted several family holidays, and part of the reason why she clung to life for as long as she did, the thing that drove her to exist every day, was to spend one more moment, one more day, watching her grandkids and her blossoming family grow. I was I think 12 at the time, maybe 13. I had some younger cousins as well, and for them, for her joy was seeing the fruits of her labor. For her, it was seeing the end result of everything that she had put together in this life. It wasn't about adding anything. It wasn't about contributing. At that point in time, it was about observing and seeing the positive influence that she had on our lives. And so, if I was in that same situation, I wouldn't want to go.
Right.
I can guarantee you, I did not want my grandmother to go. I did not.
Yeah.
And I would, if I was in her shoes, I would not want to go. And she fought cancer well beyond what the doctors told her she was expected to survive. And part of that was because she had a strong will and determination, and she had something to live for. So man, as much as you don't want to see yourself fall from the prime of your life, as much as you don't want to see your body start to fall from, being at its peak, always being at the top of whatever you do, sometimes you have to make that concession. You have to make that concession if you want to watch and see the result of everything that you had put together before that. So, poof.
Yeah, I mean, it certainly is a tough question, and I know that
it's tough. I would say for me, yeah, I'd say probably about 80. If I had to really put a number on it, 80.
I still feel like you have an able body at 80, right? Like you're still like potentially able. You get to your 70s,
at least,
right?
the
So
bare minimum.
Still feel pretty good about it, and
yes.
I mean, even the voicemail question, and just even the question of like, when you think of the right time to go, is you two both know what I've experienced in the last year and a half or two, right? So, I mean, to me, this question hits so close to home. And for those that obviously don't know me, I mean, I lost a parent that was in their 60s. And so to lose a parent unexpectedly, I'm like, I'm not far from that. Like 40 is like, okay, that's cool. But okay, another 25, 30 years, give or take, like, you're not promised the next day, and to have that reality check, and and it's a horrible club, but to be like, I lost my parent club at an early age, it's a crappy club. And not many people understand it. And so for those that may watch and go like, yeah, I get you, Puerto, I'm there. It turns the perspective on life to go, I'm happy if I get the next day. I'm happy if I get the next year. And that may diminish over
Without
time.
a doubt.
When you're
Without
like,
a doubt.
I've been around, like this event happened 5 years ago. So you're like, I'm cool. I'm invincible all over again. But it's the perspective to bring that reality back and be like, that person that was your parent that brought you up, and you're like, they're good. They're not going to die. They're going to die when they're like the gray hair and they're super old.
Yeah.
Nah, it's not like that. And so to deal with that, or like losing friends even at young ages too as well. Like, so I lost a friend when I was, I think, a year after high school. So like just going through that whole experience, I'm like, you get these experiences in life, and where people think that it's cool, screw life, I'm going to do whatever I want. I'm going to live it the fullest and be stupid and do all these things that are just going to kill my body. That stuff kind of catches up to you eventually.
Catches up.
It's the long game, but it's also the short game, because you want to live your life and experience, but you also want to be around for the long game.
Yep. It's tough.
Yeah.
You hit the nail it on the head. You're not guaranteed tomorrow. Even if you do everything right, you're still not guaranteed tomorrow.
Even if you're the fittest person out there, you're like, I work out every day. My body percentage fat is like 2%. Cool. Heart attack. You dead.
Yep. Yeah. No. Or
cancer or whatever.
Car crash. I know a guy that died in a car crash. Another guy died in a river, some white water rapids after high school. Boom, dead.
Yep.
You're not guaranteed. You can be healthy, you can be fit, doesn't matter. Life has different plans sometimes, so
it does.
Yeah. You gotta live. At least what I try to do is just live the best life that I can.
No regrets.
No, well, but also try to be the best person along the way. I try to be as kind to as many people as I can. I try to be as forgiving as I can to as many people. I don't sweat the small things as a person. And it's because at the end of the day, none of that small shit matters. It really doesn't.
Lots of people get hung up on it.
Some people spend their whole fucking lives hung up on that shit. I know people that still talk about exes from high school.
Yep.
I'm not. I bullshit you not. I know people that still talk about that shit. You gotta know when to just let go, move on, and focus about the life in front of you. Yep. Don't sit there be depressed about shit that happened literally decades ago. Some people never come out of that shit.
Because by doing that, you missed out on the decades that you could have enjoyed and lived in experience on your own and did the direction you wanted to go. But instead, you got hung up on something else that drove the direction you went for the decade plus.
Right. Yep. You can't. And there's an appropriate time to grieve and be upset. That's part of human nature. You're never going to overcome that. But at some point, you need to focus on the life that's in front of you. and the more time you spend bitter and wallowing, you're missing opportunities. You're missing opportunities.
Yep.
And so the only thing I try to do is don't sweat the small stuff. Focus on just living the best life that I can, being the best person that I can by treating people well and just trying to be the best person that I can.
Even if living your best life and being the best person you can means moving away from your friends to Nashville. I guess
yes.
Oh yeah. Yes, sir.
Hello, Mr. Halo. This is the Luck Hopper. I have to rant. This Hunt Showdown game you speak of is utter trash.
I was part of the development team on that for the debugging side. I got a free copy, and everything we did for that game, they completely turned their backs on us. There's so many problems in it. There's server issues. People were pissed. It is a crap game. I don't know why you guys love it so much, but I love the stream. Love what you're doing. Keep doing what you're doing, man. And I'm going to be here supporting you 100%. Have yourself a wonderful day and all your viewers.
I mean, I've watched you play it. I don't think it's that great of a game.
Oh, really? You're not a big fan of the Hunt?
It kind of reminds me of like Counter-Strike. Like that.
Hunt Showdown reminds you of Counter-Strike?
No.
Mm-hmm.
No,
Not,
you need to
not the
watch.
exact gameplay of it, but just like the graphics and the setup of it. Like I don't think it's like woo.
I don't know about that. I think it reminds me more of what's that one zombie game? Left 4 Dead.
Oh, that might actually be a better comparison.
Yeah, but you guys are missing the main focus of the game. You're competing against other people.
Yes.
It's PvP. It's PvP.
Yeah.
It's not Left 4 Dead. Left 4 Dead, you're competing against AI. You're trying to kill zombies.
No, you're killing the zombies were AI, or the zombies were players.
Hunt. I never played that. Then I played when I played. It was getting through the campaign.
Yeah.
In Hunt Showdown, it's fighting people. It's the PvP aspect of it that makes it competitive. The zombies are there as an obstacle that can kill you from time to time, but it's not the main focus of it. I never got to see kind of the roots of Hunt Showdown because I only started streaming about 13, 14 months ago. So I didn't get to see the roots of Hunt Showdown. I had seen people play it. I didn't know that much about it, but man, I have a lot of fun playing it. I freaking love that game.
Well, and a lot of people in the community love it too. So
I know. By the way, I don't think I've played another game that the community loves to see as much as Hunt Showdown that does nothing to help the channel. It does nothing. Literally, I think I've gotten like maybe 1 or 2 followers from my entire time playing Hunt. I have like 200 hours into it.
Speaking of streams, maybe you should play Stardew Valley again.
I'm going to. I have too many. I got too many projects going. Too many games in flight right now. But I'm gonna get back to Stardew. I just in case you didn't follow. When we last played Stardew, I had built a home for a friend to join. So now when I play, people can come and join in for the session.
Nice.
Which was not an option before. I was stuck doing it by myself. So now I can make one of you guys do all the work, and then I can sit there and talk and hang out with everybody else. So that way I get stuff done, and I don't even have to play the game, which is like a double win for me.
All right, let's get that last voicemail.
All right, one more voicemail.
Hopefully it's not as deep.
Deep.
Vingus, don't take it that way. I knew you were going to go that direction.
All right, here we go. Last voicemail. I got it. Here we go.
Hi, it's your friendly neighborhood Siri. Just calling to talk with the true legends. Vinkus, you're a dirty liar, and you are way cooler than I am. Puerto, you're great. You're great. We don't fight. But I've been curious about many things regarding you guys. I've been told a rumor that Puerto, you like to go to clubs where they speak softly. And I've always been curious, Vinkus. Have you ever had a sleepover? Because there are little birds saying that you might have done that too. So, anyways, I love you guys, and good luck telling those stories. I look forward to hearing them. Right, goodbye.
So first off, make sure if I got that correct. That's Black Lorelei, right?
That is the devil.
Okay, so I like going to clubs where they speak quietly.
If I had to venture a guess, I think that one was a voicemail about you and I at a little place called Rumors.
We already covered that one. I mean, truth of the matter, I think one of the nights we ended, I don't know how many times we went to Rumors. One of the nights we ended up going to Rumors was when we ran into that dude when I was hitting on the girl, his girl, and that dude had short man complex, and he was actually ripped.
I was gonna say he was a big dude. He was a big dude in a tiny package.
Yeah, and lifted me up, and I was like, "That's cool." And it got kicked out, and then came back into the bar, and we're like, "Cool, we're gonna go bounce to our friends and get away from this like toxicity." And we went to Rumors. So, I mean, if that's what the voicemail caller talking about, we're over there for. I don't think we spent much time there. So,
no, I mean, what really happened was you were hitting on that one chick, and was that dude her boyfriend?
No, dude fancied her.
Not even on that level. Yikes! But you two had a whole play written out for the two of you. You and the dude. You guys talked for what? How long?
I mean, dude was just jealous. That's the fact of the matter is he couldn't seal the deal, and then he got upset.
Yeah, but I was like, hey, this could lead to a fight, and if this comes to blows, I was like, I'm just gonna stand here next to my buddy.
But you stood next to me,
I would have stepped if it came to blows in the club there. I was ready to throw down, baby. Yeah. I'd go down in a hail of punches. I was going to die in that fight. I was ready to do it, though.
But, Professor, the best thing was the dude that lifted me up, like, he was ripped. He was probably, like, 5 inches shorter.
He would have killed me.
He was 5 inches shorter than me.
Yes.
And then his buddy was, like, 6'4", and you were standing next to me.
No,
so
I didn't.
I
did not care.
The buddy that was super tall. I had the guy that was shorter than me that lifted me up that probably could have benched me.
I know.
And they were like, what the heck's going on, guy? Like, I'm sorry. Like, maybe you should have, did your thing. It didn't work out.
Here's the thing. If it came to that, I was willing to this is what they don't expect from me. I was willing to die inside of Rumors that night. The club. No, that was the night. It was the nightlight.
Yeah, nightlight.
I was willing to die inside of the nightlight. They're not willing to take it to that level. I don't even care.
That's just a rumor.
Yeah. This was classic Mike. I was like, peace, I'm out. I've had enough. Let's go to the next place.
Yeah, no, classic Mike is peace. We're done. We're done drinking for the night. Yeah, he said it himself that time.
So, I'll rewind for you. Classic Puerto was like, I'm out. Let's roll.
Yeah, but here's the thing. That's not true, because classic Puerto would have been like, pieces, deuces. I'm gonna go walk, and you'll never see me again. I'm gonna go walk in a random direction, and maybe I'll find my way back home.
Yeah.
You never randomly walked off to another bar. It was always, I'm done for the night. I'm going to pick a street and just walk.
Leave me alone. Let me hear about this sleepover. What's this
sleepover?
Yeah,
what? Black Lorelei, you legend. You know that. You cannot even deny that. But yeah, what's with the sleepover thing? What?
Is that when you crashed at my place?
I don't know.
When was the last time when was the last time you stayed at another man's house?
Oh, like not that long ago. I don't know. I choose not to drink and drive, Halo. I don't know about you. I don't know about this sleepover. What did you guys talk about? Because she's the one that brought it up.
I'm just taking a complete guess. I don't know what you're talking about. Okay. Complete guess.
Yeah, sleepovers are fun. Because you don't get DUIs.
I mean,
so what happened? What happened when you stayed over at Mikey's house?
Hey!
I did think Halo was going to spend the night too, and I was a little dejected. Like, oh,
wait, did you really? Did you really?
I did.
You were dejected?
Yeah. Like
No.
sleepover.
You guys were gonna spoon, and then you left them, Professor high and dry. I mean, that night is a typical like now Friday night for us. Granted,
Yeah. Puerto hosts. We come over, and then Vikas thinks I'm gonna stay, and nope, I'm out. Typical
I wake
Friday.
up. I wake up kind of hungover. Porto's making his kids breakfast.
I gotta see this strange man out the front door. Like, don't mind this guy.
As 30, 37, 30,
No.
37-year-old.
34 actually, because it was before my 35th birthday, buddy.
No, I meant nowadays though.
Nowadays, I'm too.
Yeah,
old for
there
that
you go.
shit. I'm too old for this shit.
Oh, that's so good.
Black Lorelai. She thinks she's funny and witty.
Yeah.
I'm still not fucking with her. I'll stay a good grade for Black Lorelai. I'm good.
Oh, that's not what I wanted to do.
Oh, the bow is off. The bow is off, Vinkus.
No, it's still on. It's still on. He
Okay,
tried.
nope.
He couldn't get it off.
Black Lorelai, try again. Pal, try again.
Yeah. I mean, Professor, what I would say is I was looking forward to this week, and I think it was fun. Like, it's just the three of us. Like, if we were in person, this ain't no damn different than we would have been.
Nope.
No. This is, literally, this is exactly how we hang out. It's just talking, bullshitting, talking about the past, and drinking a little bit, and yeah.
Halo would probably call me an idiot like 3 or 4 times, but other than that, it's probably par for the course.
Pretty much, yeah. I mean, if you didn't act so dumb, I wouldn't have to, but
maybe.
All right. Well,
Professor, let's close us out.
All right, did you guys have anything else, Puerto?
I mean, I think it's
closing remarks. Here you go. The floor is yours, my friend.
Closing remarks. I feel like it's an introduction to the community because
it
I'm
is
not here all the time, and now
That's
you can
true.
see my face and go, "Who's Puerto 11?" And it's been fun, and it's cool to see the other people that pop up on the podcast. And, I feel honored and privileged, Professor, for you to have myself and Vegas as well to share the time together.
Don't you forget it.
It's fun, and I mean, don't edit anything stupid.
Vinkus?
Oh, I don't know. Yeah, it's been fun. I was a little.
You don't have to. You don't have to come up with closing remarks. You don't have to say anything.
I can come up with. Dude, get off my balls.
But maybe I don't want to.
Okay. Okay, finger guns. No, thanks for letting me be on the cast.
That was fun.
I don't know if we'll be the same celebrity status as Lorelai. I mean, 2 months in and she gets on twice. But if you ever want us to be on again, sure, why not? I'm sure we have other things to talk about, maybe.
We have plenty.
I was gonna say, what are you talking about? We're just tip of the iceberg here. What do you mean?
But remember, Kermie, I'm here for you.
Okay, before we go, I need one thing from you.
What?
I need you to do your best Miss Piggy voice.
Oh, I don't.
If I'm Kermit, you gotta give me a little Miss Piggy here.
I don't have a Miss Piggy. I don't. Why is this wig?
You have the full out. You're like you're doing a Miss Piggy cosplay. Hit me with it one time before you go.
I was Miss Piggy for Halloween, and then that was it. I just had this.
Hit me with it.
Kermie, your finger smells like pork.
Wow. Yeah, I think that's when you just end it.
All right. Well, until next time, you guys enjoy yourselves.